Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. North America, or wherever you may find yourself. I'm Silver Sterling, and are you ready for a mystery? Hexaco Motor Oils presents the Hexaco Mystery Radio Hour, sponsored by Hexaco. Tonight, we bring you tales from the gritty streets of Chicago with Gunn for Hire.
Well, here we go. Name's E.I. Wick, and I got a story to tell. They say it's best to start at the beginning, but with a story that has more twists and turns than the Sally Rand fan dance, you're going to want to know who you're dealing with, so let's start there, pal. First up, we're going to talk about a Palook named Irving Holt. Irving fought in the Great One and came back with a few scars, some more visible than others. Now he takes pictures for a living, mostly glitz and glamour. But with this alley cat killer getting everyone all jumpy, Irving's looking for the big score. And sometimes, you gotta be careful what you wish for.
I've learned many lessons in this long storm of life. I learned not to take the status quo for granted when the Great War took my father before I was a man. I learned that people will believe whatever helps them, as I signed up well before 18. I learned that people are willing to do anything to win, as the Great War turned to the Weird War. I learned that there are still good people when my leg was saved. I learned that everyone lies when the man I trusted to protect my sister disappeared with her. I learned that machines are a far greater curse than they are a blessing. But more importantly, I learned that people don't want to know the truth. My family was ruined for telling the truth, called liars and cheats, the crazy man, and his dime novel tales. I didn't run from it. I faced the storm head on. That's how I ended up in the Windy City. That's why I trust my camera more than the lies people cling to. I'll make sure they see the truth, whether they like it or not. In the end, my family was right. I'm proud to be Irving Leyland Holt, and the shadows of the world are exposed with the flash of my camera.
Irving, the last few weeks, this whole alley cat killer thing that's been going on in Chicago has been very hot in the sense that there's been a lot of random killings, and depending upon which paper you read, the level of violence involved in these killings has been, at a minimum, brutal, and at worst been very horrific. So it's got a lot of people on edge. Cops don't have much for leads, and there certainly hasn't been any photos taken beyond photos from various crime scenes or photos of frustrated police officers. Irving, you've just been hot at trying to do your best to try and do your own detective work and try and figure out, like, where is this killer going to strike next? How can I get a photo of it? That kind of thing. So you've spent a lot of nights in back alleys just waiting for something to drop in your lap. I mean, even in your apartment, you've got a map of Chicago and you've put pins in where all the killings have happened.
I've got the pins and strings set up going on with the little pictures.
Yep, exactly. And you're trying to discern some sort of pattern, to where this killer might strike next, and you just have not been able to figure it out yet. Whether or not you've decided to, confess your recent obsession to your friends is up to you, but you've decided that you kind of had a hunch that somewhere on the South Side might be the next place. It just seemed like there was a considerable gap there, and so you're not sure.
Now, are you saying it was a hunch, or possibly I had a dream about it?
Ooh, all right, yeah. Yes, you did actually. In fact, your dream was you found yourself in the south side of town and chasing the killer. You were literally chasing the killer around through these alleys, and at the same time, you were running with not necessarily a friend, but a peer of yours. Another photographer was also running with you, and the two of you were coordinating your efforts to try and corner the killer to possibly get a photo of it. And so you decided, well, okay, that's crazy, ridiculous. You didn't contact any of your peers to go do this because that means you have to split the money with them, and you don't want to do that. There's a lot of money for photos.
No, absolutely not.
So you're down the south side by yourself, skulking through various alleyways as the snow falls, and looking for the alley cat killer. Right now, though, we find yourself. You had been basically traveling down a street, and you thought you heard something like a possible scream, and you have turned and looked down this alley, and then you saw something running in the distance, and you're not sure, and so you have begun to chase, thinking that this might be it.
So I am chasing him with my bad leg.
Yes.
All right.
Well, but
let's do this. I can move okay.
Yes.
I got a cane. I can do this.
But the desire for the
money and prestige.
And prestige, and you figure you could get somewhere high, in the 2 digits for a photo of the killer. So make me an athletics check.
That is a 4.
You are keeping pace in the sense that you're catching enough signs right now in relation to where, so the path that you need to continue.
Okay.
Make me one more.
Yeah, I got a 4.
You're doing pretty good.
I've been through this alley before, so I kind of know my way around it a little better.
And you're using some of the terrain a little bit more to your advantage and whatnot. All right, so now the question here is you begin to chase, and you're getting closer. Do you want to try and get closer now, or do you want to try and get a shot with your camera, risking the possibility that it might get further away from you?
I think I have to get the shot now, because I know I have that bad leg, and he appears to be moving pretty good, and right now I've been lucky to keep up with him. I need to get the shot while I can.
Do you have knowledge cameras, or do we have any appropriate skill for this at all? What do we have here?
I guess I could do just shooting. So instead of making that roll, let's make I know a shortcut roll to cut him off, to capture him in a picture abruptly.
All right, so give me a common knowledge roll then for that. That's what that would be. Okay, so here we go. All right, so you're chasing down this one alley, and you're like, wait, I know this, and you know that whatever it is you're running after has cut right at kind of the end of the alleyway, and there's enough of a gap between you, and you're right at that spot in between these 2 buildings where you can kind of sidestep your way through and cut them off to do exactly what it is you want to do. So you cut through there, and now go ahead and give me that shooting roll.
So because I set up, can it count as I have aimed?
The camera's ready to go, but to aim, you would have to be able to see it, and you're not sure exactly where it's going to come out.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just take the shot then.
Oh my gosh.
See? Cameras are my forte! So that's 14.
So you step out, you shuffle through there, and you get the camera up, and you're waiting. The shape comes across, and like it rounds the corner. Boom! You let off the shot. The flashbulb explodes. You don't quite see it because of the flash of the light. You hear this strange sound. It's like a kind of a cross between a surprised scream and something a bit more of a guttural nature. When the afterimage burns away from your eyes, and you've just got a couple flicks of the afterimage from the bulb, you look, and whatever it was has stopped and is beginning to dart back the other way. But you still have the opportunity to continue to chase it because you don't know if you got the good shot or not. You want to keep going after it?
Yeah, I think I will.
All right. Make another athletics.
Until I trip and fall. And there we go.
You run towards where it was, and something about where it was distracted you for a moment, and you slowed down. You're like looking down in the small little patches of snow that are there, and something just caught your eye, and you weren't sure, but you didn't stick around long enough, and so you started going, and then that's when you happened to slip and fall down, but you adjust yourself in enough way that you protect your camera.
Thunk, right on my chest.
And you're laying there, curse for a moment, and then you're just kind of getting your wits about you, and then you hear down and around, you hear a definite scream, and you turn and look immediately, and you can see the remnant of, or you see a kind of a flash reflection of light off of some of the brownstone from the buildings were there, which you know instinctively is a camera flash, much like yours. So you scramble to your feet. Do you want to go that way or no?
I'm going to take note of where I fell, and then I'm going to go that way.
You charge down there. You round the corner. Make me a notice check.
5.
All right. As you round the corner, you see two things. One is this large body of some sort. You can't tell if it is a person hunched over, or if it is a large dog, or maybe it's a monkey or something that maybe you saw at the zoo once. You're not sure. And it's standing, or it's crouched, or like that, over another body. It's a guy in a suit. Its face turns to you, and there is like a glow of sort, like a little, almost like a flash that comes from its face. You're not sure if it's from their eyes, or did like a street light hit it funny and just reflected off something. You can't tell. You can act first.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I will, in an effort to get a better look at it, I'm gonna kind of see where most of the light, like the street, because I'm sure the alley's kind of dark, and I'm gonna try and like back up into like a lit area and go on the full defensive in case it attacks, and see if I can get a good, solid look at it. And hopefully I will be able to get a picture after I'm not being taken down like that other guy that's being crouched over.
So get a good look, make me a notice roll.
Oh, all 5s today.
There we go. That's not bad. All right. You get a little bit better look at it, and it's just your mind is trying to process what this is. There's something you want to tell yourself that this is, but you're also not. There's the other part of you does not want to believe exactly what that part of your mind is telling it to think that what this is. So right now that part is winning, and so right now you're thinking that this is just another human, and he's got a funky pair of goggles on that are glowing, and he's crouched over another guy. It's got to be a mugger or some sort with something funky. You know, you've heard about these weird patent scientists, and you've read stories about the old adventures of Young and Holt about people engaged in the new science and the goggles and all of that and other strange things.
That makes perfect sense.
Yes, so that's what your brain is telling you that it is, and it looks at you as you crouch in the light and are slowly bringing up your camera, and it hisses and begins to sprint away from you. And you can see as it's beginning to go in the light, it's almost like it's trailing bits and sprays of blood from its fingers. But you can go ahead and try and take another photo if you'd like.
All right, I'm going to attempt it, and I'm going to kind of make it an aimed shot because I also want to get the body in the shot too.
Okay.
So it's the creature running away from the body that's laying on the ground.
Gotcha. I'll give you a +1 on this effort to do this.
Okay. That's just a can't have that. I'm gonna spend a blue Benny. Wait, do the colors matter in this?
Colors do not matter. These are just bennies, so they're just straight up
Just a
reroll.
reroll?
Various,
Alright.
yeah.
I just roll worse.
That is worse. So 3
Guess
or
what?
plus 1.
This is important.
Okay.
So I'm spending another one
All right.
to roll the exact same thing.
Yes, 4 is your best right now.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, because you got the +1.
Yes.
Ah, I forgot.
Oh, did you want to take
That's all right.
that last Benny back?
No, that.
All right.
No. Yeah, that's my mistake. So that's all right. I'll just take it. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right. So get your shot off, and then, without question, whatever this thing is, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's definitely gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you find yourself in the alley alone, except for this body, which is lying there.
All right. So first things first, I take a picture of the body because I need to set. This is what I found. Maybe I'll recognize them while I'm doing it. Yeah, but I am going to be looking at the body too.
Make
so.
me a. Let's see. There's no guts in this game, right? So make me a fear check, which is spirit.
Fear check. All right. That's close. Got a 4.
You get up there, and it's gruesome, but you're able to keep your dinner down or your lunch down, and get the shot off. And you take a couple of good photos here and there. But as you finish taking like your 4th picture, you get a closer look at the face, which definitely has been damaged. And basically what this body looks like, several just rends of flesh down the face, down the sides, down the middle, almost as if they're claw marks that have just dug in and then just ripped straight down and split the clothing and the skin open. And there's little rivulets of blood, and you can see even in a couple spots bits of bone underneath where it has gone deeper than in other areas, or maybe little excess pieces of white human fat as the split is there. But you get a good look at the face of this individual, and you realize it is essentially a competitor of yours, a fellow freelance photographer. Mumfrey Teller is his name. You knew this guy. You and him have had a beer, or no, I shouldn't say a beer. You and him have had.
We may have.
You may have, yeah. You had a coffee. You've had lunch together before. You certainly have shared photo tips and things, but you definitely knew this guy, and he is lying now dead before you. And as you are coming to this realization, you can hear the sounds of sirens approaching in the alleyway where you're standing.
And now, some wondrous words of wisdom about products to make your life better.
We all have to make sacrifices in these difficult economic times, but one thing you shouldn't sacrifice is the well-being of your digestive system. Sometimes the food you agree to eat doesn't always agree with you. Upset stomach, indigestion, and constipation. All of these can be things of the past. Thanks to Hexlax. Yes, Hexlax. Hellstrom Industries has done it again and created the all-in-one stomach soother that's just right for you. Just mix 1 spoonful of this potent powder in the liquid of your choosing, and you'll be on your way. Take it daily to stop problems before they start. Hexlax protects your stomachs in ways others can't. Feel regular and right on the money with Hexlax. Available over the counter from all drugstores and pharmacies across North America. Try it today. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. You go chasing after trouble, and trouble might find you instead. We're going to get back to Irving later, but we've got a few others to point your peepers and head handles at. Next up, she's a doll you might not want to play with. A Private Jane who always scores 100 with her 38. Alright, that's enough for now. But just so we're clear, the part of Irving Holt was played by Brad Smith, and the boss in charge of this clip joint is Chris Hussey. I'm E.I. Wick, and remember, taking a wooden nickel is less trouble than a ghost rock dime.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Hexaco Mystery Radio Hour. This game references the Savage Worlds game system, available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle, and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings, and unique characters, locations, logos, and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Hexaco wants to remind you to make your car run like magic and always use great Hexaco products. Until next time, I'm Silver Sterling, reminding you to always keep one eye on the shadows.